Tonight's video is going to be a little introspection as I ponder life's changes and where we go from here. Most of my thoughts I post on my Facebook. I use Facebook as a sort of a diary of sorts. A sort of a diary of sorts? That's a little redundant, but that's okay. And I've been thinking a lot about my relationship with Julia. I always felt deep down we had a simple, beautiful connection that would just work out if we allowed it. And since I loved it here in Lakewood and everything aligned so beautifully, I thought that would mean something to her and that she would connect with that here and she would want to move here. That's asking a lot. But it's not asking anything, really, because I figured if I connected so well with her and I connect so well with Lakewood, that she would connect with Lakewood as well. And here's the thing, she doesn't seem to connect with where she is in Florida. And she doesn't seem to connect with her job there. So it just seemed like, well, why wouldn't she connect here, you know? It seemed perfect. And I loved the idea of us like having our own restaurant that we went to together. I saw our life as an adventure that we shared together. It made perfect sense to me. But clearly she's looking for something else. She has a very strict, literal Christian perspective that I don't really share. Not that I have anything against Christianity per se. I'm just not as literal. And, you know, ultimately she needs someone who is as aligned with Christianity, as dedicated to specifically Christianity the way she is. My spirituality is a little bit more fluid. It includes Christianity, but it doesn't exclude everything else. But I thought we had a good enough connection and friendship and love that was real, that it would work if we were both open to a deeper connection beyond literal and dogma. I don't know, man. But when I realized she was treating me more as a distraction than a real connection, I realized she was torn. So in her mind, she had to let me go to focus on her Christian faith. When she was never a distraction to me, she was aligned with my spiritual faith. And I loved that we were sharing it together. And then over and over again, she would tell me how she needs to take a break from us because I'm a distraction for her. And there's only so many times you can have that conversation. It's like, dude, It's not fair to me to keep having this conversation. You know, bouncing back and forth between on and off again. But instead of us being like friends and recognizing like that we care about each other, she blocked me. Like, damn. Wow. That's, wow. Damn. Really? Wow. That sucks. That hurts. Because, I mean, I saw our lives going a completely different direction, but together, you know? But I have to honor her faith. And if her faith is that strict, and she has all these religious ambitions, and those are not my ambitions, then I have to let her go. Sucks, man. Really sucks. So I'm going on my walk. Let's go this way. So, trash night is Blue Zone, because tomorrow's Tuesday. Blue Zone's cool. If I remember correctly, Blue Zone is pretty cool. It's pretty far out this way, but I like this area. These houses are really pretty. They got some big yards. They're pretty cool. I don't know how long we'll walk tonight because I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I don't want to be up too late. But honestly, you know what? If I'm out for like an hour or two, I'll get home exhausted. And then I will go right to sleep. And get a great night's sleep. Actually, it's a long stretch of road here. You know, it's a little ironic that so often Julia would say, hey, when things get really hard, it seems like you kind of disappear. And it had nothing to do with things getting hard. I just got busy with work often. And I need to focus, like what I'll do is I'll need to really focus on that. So I'll spend a lot of time focusing on her, but then I got to catch up and make up for it. But focusing on work. And I think what's interesting is that the fear that she had that was unfounded was actually the world that she created. Because when things got hard for me, my mom dying, that's exactly when she vanished. And I'm not trying to say it really had anything to do with that either, because I don't think they were related. But I do find it interesting how even after talking about that, she came back and then chose to vanish again, and then came back and vanished again. Like, it's like, dude, really? Like, it seemed like at one point she decided, you know, I don't understand why I'm being so intense. Like, we can enjoy ourselves and have fun. And, you know, like, I think it's like she's trying to find balance, but she's having a hard time the balance of her faith and personal life. Which is weird, because for me, I felt like I had no problem balancing that with us, because I felt like she was a part of that. And I included her in my spiritual path. And I thought she included me in hers as well. Like, we would go to Bible study together. We would read the Bible together and think about it and explore it together. You know? But again, you know, if she had just felt a connection here, I don't know, it's weird. It's hard, you know, because long distance is hard. And you can't expect a person to fall in love with a place within 2 visits, right? That's not realistic. It took me, well, I don't know, actually, it didn't really take me long. It was almost immediate, but that's because I moved in, and then the bells and the sunsets and the chalice, and you know, like, there were all these little things that really anchored me and connected me with this space in a way that just visiting won't give you. But if she dove right in and said, okay, I'll move in, let's see where it goes. Well, that doesn't work for her, because she doesn't want to move in with someone unless they're, like, married. Well, also, that doesn't really work, because we're not going to get married after only seeing each other twice. So she'd have to move here and, like, get a place in town and get a job here. But she can work here because she's got her license here in Ohio. So she could work here. And then we could date. You know, and then, hey, if things are growing great, we can move in together and then work on getting a bigger place together. That's how I saw it happening. This would be cool to get outside of my house with my little free library. Get one of these. For people with dogs. I would like to put up a little free library too. Be cool. I'm pretty sure these are fake orchids. Yes, they are. But you know what? It just... I don't know why I'm still trying to figure this out. The only way this would really work out at this point is if I flew to Florida but I don't have the money. And I'm running a business. And I guess if I really wanted it enough, I wouldn't be making those excuses. Right? Dude, it is like dark down this street. I kind of went on my walk a little early because there's actually people eating at restaurants outside still. That's amazing because it's like actually 10:56. Yeah, that's pretty. Can I zoom in on that? So, that's where this leaves us, right? That's where it leaves us. It's amazing. It's only been 20 minutes. I feel like I've walked a really long distance in just 20 minutes. I used to not get very far in 20 minutes before. I don't know, maybe my gait, my cadence, my pace is faster now that I've been walking for a long time now. Makes sense. I brought a V8 energy drink so I'd have something to drink. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't. I gotta stop thinking about. Whoa! I gotta stop thinking about her. I gotta let her go. And I gotta think, where's my life leading now? You know? There's other things to be thinking of anyway. You know, my mom just passed. And there's so many little things that come up that make me want to talk to her. You know? That's normal. It's interesting how, like, sometimes when we get into a space, a heart space, that heart space is reflected in a memory where we really felt that space clearly. And that happens to me a lot when I go walking. I get into these heart spaces, I guess you would call them. There's a smell, there's a feeling. It's sort of a creative energy. And when I was feeling this back when I was like a teenager, I remember really feeling these feelings. Like me and Lee Denton sneaking out with a bottle of wine to the park to talk about music and Jim Morrison and breaking away, you know, looking at the stars. There's a bunny rabbit, first bunny rabbit of the night. And man, that feeling was just so, it was everywhere. But it was wrapped up in a sense of, I think, longing for something. And now it's more of a being present and just, I don't know, I guess maybe it's still a longing. But it's more, instead of a longing for people that I don't necessarily connect with, it's a wanting of people. Now it's more of a wanting of people I actually connect with. I don't know, maybe it's the same longing in some respects. Here we have a little free library. I remember this one. I've seen this one before. I don't have a book or anything to leave, though. Aw, bunny rabbit. Hi. Hey, oh, he's just going through. Okay. Waiting at home. I know the simple life's not so simple. When we head out on that road, something that you call real. Hi, bunny rabbit. Sweet. I think the park is on Hilliard, which means it should be up this way. I just went a big circle because this is Madison. Waiting at home, running with the devil. Been thinking about that song a lot lately. But it's because I've been thinking about the simple life. And every time I think of the words simple life, I think of the first lines of that song by Van Halen with David Lee Roth. I know the sun, not so simple. It's like when you think, how does it go? I thought the simple life, something, I don't know. I don't really know the lyrics of that song. Maybe I need to look them up. But look, we made it to the blue area. Wow. You know, it wouldn't have taken me so long to get here, but I did zigzag a lot in and out of streets. So that makes sense. I like this blue light. That's cool. I thought the simple life was not so simple when I head out on that road. I need someone you call real. I need somebody waiting at home, running with the devil. I think that's what the song is about. Not about running out with the devil, but about having someone waiting for you at home. And, that's what I thought. I thought that's what Julie and I were to each other. I think that's what it comes down to. Okay, no more talking about Julia, I promise. Life goes on. That's life. I don't know the words to that song either. I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan, though. There's so many beautiful songs by Frank. I particularly like his moody music. I remember, I didn't know much about Frank Sinatra, and then I bought a record, and somebody threw in a Frank Sinatra album with my order for free. And it was a really moody Frank Sinatra album called Watertown. And I fell in love with this album. These are fucking cool chairs. What? Look at these chairs. These are so great. Look at these wood chairs. They might be fake wood, I'm not sure. But they're cool. I like them. I actually kind of dig them. Got a nice kind of low aesthetic. What was I saying? I like this tree too. The shape of this tree is very pretty. See, in life, it's important to be able to appreciate things without possession. Like, you shouldn't feel like you have to keep it, and if you don't, I think what happens is we're trying to fill a hole with things, and it's a hole that can't be filled with things. And so it's important to just be able to appreciate something, move on, leave it there, and recognize what you're really looking for in your heart. I don't know what I'm going what I'm going? It's been 31 minutes. I probably did not need a jacket, but I feel a little bit more secure walking at night with a jacket. You know, some people, they get into things like football and basketball, and that gives them a sense of connection with community. And I guess I'm all for those things. But my priority tends to be, I look for someone to share my life with first. And that makes me feel alive, to feel like really connect, branch out to things like sports and watching stuff. And I don't know, I guess I need to just pursue the things that I enjoy on my own without the codependency of others. And it's hard, right? Like, when Linda died, I got into Final Fantasy 14. And I was amazed by how good the story was. And the gameplay and the boss fights and my guild, and it was amazing. And then when I finished Endwalker, it was such a cathartic experience that I needed a break from the game. And I stopped playing for like 5-6 years or something, right? Then I meet Julia. Sorry, I brought up Julia again. And she's kind of a gamer. And she's always talking about, hey, what game should we play? And I thought, oh, this is a perfect time I can get her into Final Fantasy 14. I think she would really appreciate the story, which I think discusses Christianity at a fundamental level, concerning like the separation of man from God, and how ultimately we were all one at one time, but what would cause us to become separated. And in Final Fantasy 14, that is called the Sundering. And this is a delve deeply in the story of Endwalker. And you have like Heidelin, who's like, why would I create this Sundering? Why would I do that? It doesn't sound like anything I would ever do. But throughout the story, we find out why. And it's because for those angelic beings who have never been separated from God, they don't understand humanity. And that is actually what allows them to be naive and to be unprepared for what is ultimately like the destruction of all things. So the sundering has to occur so that mankind has a path to get to God with their eyes open, and to grow and learn and have the will to connect. And to me, it's such a beautiful story. I mean, it's unbelievable. And they delve into how the sacrificing of all the friendships that they'd ever made, who give their lives so that you can continue the journey to ultimately save everyone. And of course, if you've ever lost someone very close to you, when you're walking those last steps and hearing the echoes of your loved ones, I mean, wow. I've never cried playing a game until Final Fantasy 14. It's just unbelievable. And so because of Julia's Christianity, I thought, oh my God, I'm really curious if she will appreciate this story and get it. And then I'll be able to share those things with her. I mean, I thought that was awesome. And I thought that was just one thing, one aspect that we were sharing together. But that seemed like a lot for us, to share and grow together. And I really saw us having a life together. But sometimes we have to just enjoy the things that we find in their depth alone. Or with those that also purposefully enjoy it. It can't be seen as a distraction. It has to be seen as part of your path. And I saw all of these things as part of our path and not as a distraction. And I think she saw all these things more as a distraction. And that's why it couldn't work out. Dude, it's 81 degrees. Yeah, I definitely did not need a jacket tonight. This church is really, really pretty. There's another song that's been kind of stuck in my head the last couple of days by Evanescence. Amy Lee particularly singing. Let me know if you can name this song. It's true, we're all a little insane, and it's okay now that I am unchained. Fear is only in our mind, taking over all the time. Fear is only in our mind, but it's taking over all the time. You poor sweet innocent, and though you live to hate me, don't deny I'm your sacrifice. Is it called Sacrifice or My Sacrifice or something like that? My sacrifice. That's a different song altogether. Hello, my friend. Hello, here. In an instant, you are with me. I'm free. I'm endless. I believe. Oh, no, no, no. I'm in tears to my eyes, my sacrifice. Is that Alice in Chains, or is that the guy? What is that? Chris Cornell? Something. But that's a good song too. Those are both good songs. Anyway, I tend to get a lot of songs speaking truth to me, or I speak, or whoa. I think I'm open to God sending me messages, and those messages arrive to me through song a lot of the ways, because that's how I listen, I think, and that's how I've learned to listen. Learn to love you, learn to love you, learn to love you. Well, I've learned my lesson well, and the pain never hurt me. Get under my skin like a pain when it hits you so low. And though the pain that's in your soul could leave you now, you know, I could learn to love you more. So turn and face me when you've got nothing to say. When it takes me, I'll see things your way. Learn to love you, learn to love you, learn to love you. And though the fear that's in your soul could leave you now, you know, I could learn to love you more. I remember quite a few times I would say, hey, Julia, want to do this tonight? And she'd go, oh, but this is going on. And I go, okay, let's do that. And I guess I always waited for her to go, hey, all those little things you've shared with me that you like to do, I really liked doing that. Let's do that. And it never happened. Huh. Am I saying I feel like I had more of a willingness for us to connect? I don't know. I mean, because she did visit me twice. What's that about, right? I mean, I think she just likes to travel, to be honest. Gave her an excuse to travel. But, I mean, when she visited me, I loved her being here. I would have loved to do that a lot more. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Maybe all of this just helps me to move on myself, and I'm just rationalizing. I don't know. But I feel like I made quite an effort. I think she made the effort. She traveled out here twice. Which are two big things, but when it came to connecting on the little things, it just didn't, it felt like I gave more in that regard. But I get it. I think part of her is still looking for where she belongs. And I really found my place where I belong, and I was really hoping she would feel that way here too. What the hell is going on over here? Something's going on over here. Huh, it's like an outdoor. An outdoor bar or something.
So that Victor Wembanyama in Mitchell Street, put that hand up. He's got a high target, and he's also an elite foul shooter. If I'm Mitch Johnson, that's what I'm trying to get here. Ball's also going to be a good option in this situation. Yeah, you get to your best free throw shooters, but you also have to be strong with the ball. They're going to be reaching, they're going to be grabbing, so you got to be strong. So there's just not some hand skill.
It's like a sports bar with outdoor. That's kind of cool. And then this is a fitness something. Oh, this is the YMCA. Uh-huh. I thought about actually joining the YMCA. Huh. That might be a good idea. Just bringing up directions home. Luckily, I actually wasn't lost at all. I'm getting really good at finding my way around this town without the map and without needing to look up directions. Which is great. But you know what I see? I see a lot of young couples.
Turn left onto Winton Avenue.
I see a lot of young couples. Now let's see what these people are throwing out. Anything interesting? I would say so. I mean, look. That's kind of neat. Like shutters. How cool would that be to have like shutters that you put up? But I mean, what? That's crazy. I don't even know what the heck I would do with those shutters of that size. They're just cool. I just like them. Oh. Wait, is this the right? Oh, this is the right way. Okay. Yeah, I think, we learn a lot by just observing and connecting with how what we observe makes us feel. So tonight, I hear the cats freaking out outside, and I'm thinking, hey, gotta stop them from fighting, whoever they're fighting, because Sasha's pregnant. She doesn't need that kind of stress. And she is, that's hard on your body. So it looks like she and Snowball kind of teamed up together against the mink cat. And what's interesting here, I noticed that Snowball got close to Luna tonight inside earlier. And Luna was freaking out. And because Luna was freaking out, Sasha attacked Luna. Like, that gets Sasha riled up, right? Because Sasha's got that hunter instinct. So it riles her up. And so I'm being very aware of that and knowing when to separate them. So I put Sasha in the bedroom to relax her. I think I put Sasha in the bedroom. Anyway, got to be aware of that because Sasha is pregnant and she will be giving birth very soon. So, got to be mindful of her energy and got to keep her calm, fed and relaxed. Not getting into fights, not getting herself all riled up. But then later on, what's interesting is though earlier, I'll go back to the later on thing after, but earlier I'd got that video of Sasha and the mink cat laying together in the grass in the backyard, just fine, having no problem. Very interesting. So I don't know what happened later. And then later on after that inside, Snowball and Luna seem to be getting along a little bit better. We're working on it. It's baby steps, I guess. Now we got to be quite a few blocks away still because we're seeing trash cans out here, which means we're still far away from my street. But according to this, we're only 0.2 miles away from Madison Avenue. So Madison Avenue is right up here. And then we take a left right back home. So we're not far. And then I thought to myself, when I passed that sports bar that was playing basketball really loud, they had an indoor area, they had an outdoor area, and people were there drinking and there with friends. And I'm like, man, I need to make some friends. You know? wish my mom were here. I miss her. I miss talking to her. Being able to call her up. And we had a lot of cathartic conversations, you know. I think we healed a lot from the past together, which is a beautiful thing. I'm glad we did. I hope I helped her to feel a little bit better at times about her life and her past. I think so. I miss you, Mom. Why'd I have to lose my mom and Julia all in the same week? I guess the wound had to be opened and cleansed. In a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less out, I'll tell myself how to put myself to feel right down. Alone again, naturally. That was the #1 hit song the year I was born. Alone again, naturally, 1972, September. Ooh, I smell like burning wood, which reminds me of like a beautiful night camping. That was one thing I liked about camp. The fires, you know, the smell of nature and burning wood, s'mores and sing-alongs and just kind of being together. I could do without the poison oak, though, that's for sure.
Turn left onto Madison Avenue.
Okay. Oh. Oh, man. You know, it's easy to get caught up in all the people we miss. All the people who loved us, who are no longer with us. You know, Linda, thinking about her now. And all the interesting times we spent together. From the first time we met. Our first kiss. The zoo. Mike Seba. Mountain View. Grateful Dead shows. These are all, it's hard to believe they're gone. Here I am walking in Lakewood, Ohio, by myself, in the dark, recording. My mom is gone. Linda's gone. Mike Seba's gone. My grandparents are gone. Matt. All the possible options, paths that I squandered and took for granted, or just wasn't ready to see. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. You can't say I'm a quitter. I did some with these lyrics I failed to mention. A life that's full and each highway, and now down much more than this. Do. I did it my way. No, go ahead. Let's go. Never, see, one thing I've learned is that when a car comes and they go, hey, go ahead. If I do, when I run or something, I'm going to trip and look like an idiot. And I'm going to get out of my stride. So I remember, you don't remember, but if you were watching a video like 10, 20 videos back or whatever, this happened. And I made this vow right then and there that if that happens, I'll let them go first. And I did it. The guy said, go ahead, man. I'm like, no, I'm taking a breath. You know? And I let him go first. Am I even going the right way? I think I am. According to this, Lincoln Avenue is up here in 0.8 miles. So we're pretty close, actually, to home. It's kind of interesting at the music. It's like a music store. Wait, did I get a... I don't know if I got a picture of that. Now remember, can't eat anything for 10 hours before your appointment. So it's now 11:47, so 11, if I were to get something to eat right now, I don't think I'm gonna eat anything right now. Okay. I had my energy drink V8 juice anyway. So I just finished that. So if I don't have anything from like midnight, 10 hours, so have my appointment tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'll be fine. Well, I know what I want. Now we just gotta go out there and get it. Look, it's Bob's Big Boy Super Mario style. That's cool. Oh, they're open. Yeah, look. Huh. Black Sheep's open right now. That's interesting. Alright, so I took a little quiet break with my thoughts. Something in the way she moves reminds me of no other lover. Something in the way she moves me. Don't wanna leave her now. You know I believe in how. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, man. Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Mother didn't need to be so high. Note to self. Maybe don't wear a jacket if it's 81 degrees out. But I guess I got a good sweat in. See the falling bombs. Did you hear them? Did you ever wonder why we had to run for shelter when the promise of a brave new world unfurled beneath the clear blue sky? Did you hear the ones? Did you hear the falling bombs? The flames were all long gone, but the pain lingers on. Goodbye, blue sky. Goodbye, blue sky. Goodbye. Goodbye. I should write down all the songs I sang tonight and see what the theme is of those songs. I think it's pretty easy to see. There's a lot of longing in those songs. Here's Sarita. This was supposed to be me and Julia's restaurant. But no, I guess not. Guess not. when the truth is found to be lies, and all the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? You gotta find somebody to love. You better find somebody to love. Your eyes might look like this. Okay. Is there anybody going to listen to my story? All about the girl who came to stay. Down, down. She's the kind of girl you want so much it makes you sorry. Oh, you don't regret a single day. Oh, good. The Star Mart open. Still.
Turn right onto Lincoln Avenue.
Okay. Was she told when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure? Will she still believe it when they said that a man must break his back to earn his day of leisure? Will she still believe it when he's dead? Well, what we learn from the Christian faith is that a man is not saved through works, but through faith alone. And I do believe that to be true. Poor Willow. Poor sweet Willow. The first cat that used to hang out on my porch when I moved in here. She was such a sweetie. She's gone now too. All right. We made it. Oh man, what a walk. That was a long one. Well, guys, this should be an interesting upload. I hope to see you there in the comments. Take care.